If you've launched a Canvas app, you've definitely seen the connection consent dialog, the allow dialog. And Austin Laugesen is going to show us how administrators can suppress this screen for not just Microsoft connectors, but many types of custom connectors too on PowerCat Live. Welcome to PowerCat Live. My name is Phil Toppis from the PowerCat team, and I'm here with Austin Laugesen from the Power Platform Development team. Hey, Austin.
Hey, Phil. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for being here. So tell us a little bit before we get started, how you got to this role in your journey through Microsoft.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. So I'm a program manager at Microsoft. I've been here about 9 years, and I've been in Power Platform for the last 2, largely working on governance, licensing, and guest access initiatives.
And today you're going to talk about the Power Apps connection consent dialog. Can you talk a little bit about what that is and why does it exist?
Yeah, so in that vein of end users understanding how data may be moving across boundaries and when they may be subjecting themselves to software utilizing data, whether it's reading or writing, by default, when end users launch a Power App, they are presented a consent dialog, basically saying, hey, this app, it connects to these data sources, and it may be reading or writing data.
And so that gives people a little bit of an idea of how their identity will be used for however this Power App is connecting to data.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And so when I get this, it has a list of all the connections that are going to be used, and then I click allow. What happens when I click allow on that?
So allow is basically telling the platform, yep, I consent, I'm aware, and I'm fine with this app connecting to these data sources. And then it just proceeds to create connections on behalf of that user to go connect their app with their identity to those data sources.
So the next time I come into the app, I usually don't get that consent dialog, that allow dialog. Why not?
Yeah, so the platform, as a convenience feature, it'll preserve the consent you gave on the first app launch. But, you know, if you had gone and deleted a connection you did previously create, you would see that dialog again.
And so this can be suppressed by administrators so that when I do come into the app, I won't see this. So what's been available today? And then talk about the new feature that you just launched.
Yeah, correct. So there are certain criteria, or under certain circumstances, administrators are allowed to say, oh, I feel comfortable with this app. I feel comfortable with these data sources. I want to be able to suppress this consent dialog as a convenience feature for users within their tenant. Historically, the one capability that was available for suppressing this consent dialog was for apps connecting to first-party connectors. Think of you're connecting to SharePoint Online or some of the Office APIs, things of that sort.
And so that's what's been available so far. But now custom connectors can be suppressed if they meet certain criteria. Is that right?
Yeah. So some of the new capabilities that just became available on the platform were the ability for admins to suppress consent for apps that are using custom connectors, and there's a no authentication experience required by the end user, just because it didn't need the end user's identity. And in addition to that, there's the ability for admins to suppress consent for apps using custom connectors that authenticate users using Azure Active Directory.
So that then allows many more custom connectors to be used and still have the consent dialog suppressed. Can you show us how it works?
Yeah, absolutely. So if we look at my screen, on the left-hand side, you're going to see a browser open that's going to launch an app, where when I go launch that app, as the end user, I'm going to see that consent dialog for an app that's utilizing a custom connector. Now, I'm not going to proceed with hitting allow or going through the consent dialog. I'm actually going to pause here and jump to the right-hand side. And as an administrator, I'm going to proceed with suppressing the consent dialog for this app. Once I see that that command has been executed, I can go back on the left-hand side, and this is where I'm in a different browser session. I'm signed in as really an end-user persona. I'm going to go relaunch the app. And in this circumstance, you won't see the consent dialog. You just see that I have this streamlined experience because an administrator I identified, it's fine for this app to just let users through the door.
And so this is applied on a per app basis.
Absolutely, yes.
And can we talk a little bit about the UI research that went into this particular app?
What do you mean other than it's just the best UI ever known to man?
I mean, it is kind of self-explanatory. I guess we don't need to talk about the research. This would be a great place for me to link to the UI research interview we did earlier.
Yeah, we need
what not to do. So anybody that wants to try this out and do what you just did, you've got it all documented in the docs. I'm going to put that link in the description, and it should be pretty easy to go try out and use today.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil.
Thanks for taking the time to do this, Austin. This is a great feature.